I don't know. There, that's kind of better. You guys can probably hear me better now. I just want to ride on where it's dry, you know, obviously, if I can. This isn't bad. You can completely ride on this, no problem, but it's just better if it's dry, I guess. So, yeah. I don't know if I'll actually put this up on YouTube. Maybe I'll put it up just for, I can make it unlisted and send it to people I know. I don't know if I'll actually make a real video out of this. I don't really know how to do that yet. I don't think it's really all that hard, but got this big fucking pothole here. You kind of have to watch that shit. But yeah, so I hope the camera angle's good. See how that goes. I'm still trying to figure all this shit out. Problem is too, it isn't summertime, so I'm not really riding that much to really tweak the camera, or now maybe even the mic, because it might be too loud, it might be too quiet, might not work at all. I don't know. But I'm not out on the bike every day to really kind of figure this stuff out. Like I said, it's been about 2 weeks since I last rode, and I've been out in the car today. I didn't see one person on a bike, so I'll probably be the only one out riding. It's supposed to get snow tomorrow, I think, so it's just is what it is, you know. I hate this light because it doesn't change because I don't weigh enough. So what ends up happening is I have to sit here forever and wait for a car, or I just have to just go anyway, kind of thing, you know. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna go anyway because I don't really see any cars. So fuck it, we'll just go anyway. But yeah, man, about the bike, I love this bike. I'm so happy I got this bike. It's my first on-the-road street bike. I rode ATVs and dirt bikes as a kid, but my first actual bike, and I honestly think I made the perfect choice. It is a lot of power if you don't know what you're doing, and it especially when I first got on it. This thing in second gear, if you rip the throttle, and you're not paying attention, it'll at least throw you back. So if you're not holding on, it could actually throw you right off the bike. So that's why I don't know if you never rode before, I'd get something like this, but I'm happy I went with this and not something like slower, like a 300 or 400 or something, because this bike is fucking literally perfect. It's like perfect for this kind of ride, you know. It'll kind of do whatever you want it to do. It's fast enough to really do anything. So I think the 700 is a really good choice. And then this thing only weighs 350 pounds, so it's pretty fucking quick. So on the street, it's perfect. I mean, I don't really need any more power. If I did get more power, there are other bikes I like and I'd want to try, but I would honestly consider just getting, if they came out with a bigger version, like a 900 of this, I would just consider that, because this bike is like, it's damn near perfect, you know. It's really fucking nice to ride. The sport bike thing, to me, when I was younger, I kind of wanted one, but now I'm 26. When I was 20, you know, and I thought about motorcycles, oh, I'll get one day. Yeah, I wanted the R6 and shit like that, but now I'm older. They're just kind of boring to me. I mean, I rode one in a parking lot. Well, actually, I rode a Ninja 650, so it's not really like a real true super sport, but so I rode that in a parking lot. But the thing is, for me about those bikes is you see them everywhere, man. Everybody has a fucking super sport. Super sports or Harleys, that's all you see. So this bike is kind of different, which again makes it fun to ride because you just don't see them, instead of like the same shit that everybody else has. So, but yeah, this is just gonna kind of be, if I do put this up as a video, I'm talking like this is gonna be a video for people that don't know me, which maybe I'll just send it to people I know. But maybe I'll put it up as a real video. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I don't even think I have anything to edit it with, so I just have to kind of put it up as it is. And And I think I'm recording, right? Yeah, I'm recording. Whoa! You know, probably wasn't the best time to check if I was recording or not, but kind of too late now. That happened, so learn for next time. But yeah, I'll probably be the only one riding. It's like I said, it's about 40 degrees out, and so I guess I'm crazy if people wanna call it that. It's kind of crazy to ride right now, but that's fine. I don't plan to be out here real long. It's 1:40. My clock's fucked up, so it's actually 1:42 right now. So I'd like to be home by 2:30. So I'm not gonna be out here real crazy late. See, this thing rips though, man. I'm telling you. So I'm happy I didn't get the smaller CC, because I rode when I was a kid and I'm kind of used to the bike now. I think a smaller CC I would have been bored. And I've done fine on this bike, but this fucking thing rips, man. Here. I mean, this thing, I don't know how well it comes across on camera, but this thing rips. And I love it. I did drop the bike one time, which kind of sucks, but that's another thing. I'm happy I got this type of bike as my first bike, because it's pretty much a dirt bike, so if you drop it, it really doesn't matter, to be honest with you. I mean, I dropped it and you wouldn't even know I dropped it unless I told you I dropped it. I was just in a parking lot. I was, yeah, going 2 miles an hour maybe at my old job, and I was trying to leave to go get a sticker on the bike, and I only had the bike for a week or two at that point. And so I was leaving the parking lot, trying to anyway. That's when I dropped the bike in the parking lot, going 2 miles an hour, under 5 anyway, I'd say. And I didn't really know how to like use the clutch, because it's been a long time since I actually rode dirt bikes, or even ATVs as a kid. They didn't have a clutch on them, you know. So, and I rode bikes in the parking lot and stuff, but you're talking years between. You know, I might ride a bike in a parking lot for a couple minutes and then not touch a bike for 3 years, you know, and then ride in the parking lot again. So I was leaving my job and I didn't know how to really use the clutch, and I think I especially with the a right hand turn, it was hard for me because those are tighter than making a left. But I was just leaving a parking space and I'm trying to make a right, and I'm trying to make a fucking right hand turn, and the clutch just got away from me, and then the bike got squirrely. And you'd have to see how it's all set up, but you have the parking space, and then you have like a brick building, I don't know, 10 feet, a cement building, whatever, 10 feet in front of you, 20 feet in front of you, so there's not much room. So if you go too wide, you're gonna hit the fucking building. So that kind of made me nervous too. It wasn't like a big open parking lot. So I took the right. When I say take the right, I went a couple feet, and then the fucking bike tipped over and I dropped it. I didn't drop it on me, I kind of stepped out of the way. And that was that. That's the only time I ever dropped a bike. And I got a little mark on the right hand guard. I think that was it. Maybe a little mark on the bar end. That was it. So yeah, not really a big deal. I don't really care. That's the only time I ever dropped a bike. Because I can't fully flat-foot it. This bike is tall, man. It's a big bike. So when you're first learning, it didn't scare me. That didn't deter me from getting the bike. I really didn't care. But when you're first learning, it's kind of, I guess, scary. I rode Yamaha 250, and that was even taller than this. So I kind of know what it's like. But I just wasn't really proficient at riding a bike that is kind of higher than what it should, like too high for you to touch the ground. So when I dropped the bike at that time, I didn't really know what I was doing when it comes to riding bikes that are like tall like that. So now though I'm better at it. Once I watched a few YouTube videos, I was kind of able to like figure it out, and that helped me a lot. And then ever since then, I've been pretty good at just riding a bike. So I don't know. It was just like that first time kind of thing where I didn't really know what I was doing, to be honest with you. Between the 700 cc's and 700 cc's and the height of the bike, it is kind of scary at first, you know, especially for my first street bike. So after I watched some videos on how to ride a taller bike, and I went to the MSF course, that helped me a lot too, as far as working the clutch while going slow. Then I was kind of able to move the bike around better. I was actually pretty good at the U-turns at the MSF. Of course, I failed it the first time. I guess I was too nervous, but I passed it the second time, got 100 the second time. First time I did horrible for multiple reasons, but I say all this to say that I actually did pretty good at the U-turns after I finished the MSF. But honestly, on the street, like, I'm not really U-turning all that much. Like, I'm just not, without putting my feet down anyway. There's just no reason to. But it's still, I guess it's still good to know. But yeah, I hope you guys can hear me. Second time with the camera, first time with the mic, so I'm really fucking new at this shit. So yeah, but I hope it comes out pretty cool. I guess a guy at my job asked me when I told him about I was getting a camera and all that to ride. I guess he kind of asked me like, what am I going to record or whatever. And I guess the biggest reason I got a camera to ride is because, two reasons I would say. Because I've been watching motovloggers for years, right? And for a long time, 10 years or more, I'd say. And I got guys I regularly watch and shit, but so that was one reason why. But I think the biggest reason why is because I ride alone. I've never rode with anybody else. I'm always riding alone. So it kind of gives me something to do while I'm out riding alone, right? Just make some videos, talk to the camera kind of thing, because it's been months now. I try to ride every day when it's warm, and it gets kind of boring not riding with anybody ever. So the camera kind of gives me somebody to talk to, I guess. If that's, it's kind of like riding with somebody, I guess you want to call it. So yeah. So none of my friends ride. One used to, now he's too scared, so I don't know about that. My other friends, they don't really want to ride or whatever the reason is, so it's kind of like, fuck it, man, I'll just ride by myself. That's fine. Yeah. Kind of been talking a lot, man. Might have to get me one of those fucking Camelback things. Some water. So, yeah. As I said, man, this bike is like super fucking fast. It's honestly great. I love this fucking bike. And what I would tell you is, I know a lot of people talk, this bike only has 2 modes. None of them really regulate the power. There's mode 1 and mode 2. So I know like a lot of the leader bikes, they have different modes and shit, so you can kind of turn the power down, which is fine, you know, it's cool. This bike doesn't have that, but it did scare me when I first started. It did scare me when I first started, so what I did was I just didn't go above 3rd gear. Man, I hope you guys can hear me with that fucking visor open a little. I gotta keep the visor cracked because my glasses fog up, especially at red lights. You know, in the summer it's not like that. At least I don't remember it being like that. But in the winter I gotta keep it cracked. So that might affect the mic noise. So that's not good. But we'll see, you know? We'll just have to check it out. But yeah, for the first, I don't know, a long time when I had this bike, month, I was riding like every day, I would say. For like a month. I didn't go above 3rd gear. I kept it, the highest I would go is 3rd gear. And 3rd gear is kind of good enough for the street, you know? It'll get you, you know, 35, 40, no problem. So I didn't really need to go above 3rd gear because I wasn't really speeding because I was so new on the bike. Where now, most of the time, I'm riding 3rd or 4th most of the time, but sometimes if I'm going, you know, pretty quick, I can kick it up into 5th. 6 is really only for the highway, so I'm not really using 6th gear that often. But yeah. So I don't know where the hell I'm going. I know I did say I wanted to be back by 2:30 because I got shit to do later. So I can't be out all day. But I really can't wait for the summer, man, because this camera, turn around right here. This camera came with a couple batteries. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab my backpack and my camera, and I'm just gonna like go out and ride, man, because I don't have anybody to ride with. So when it's warm out, I'm just gonna go on longer rides and just take my camera shit with me and just fucking go ride, man, for a while. You know? So fuck it. That's what I plan to do this summer, but I'm in first, okay. Yeah, that's what I plan to do this summer is just go take longer rides with my camera. It's a pretty lonely way to live, but I mean, I don't have anybody to ride with, so fuck it. It'll still be pretty fun. I could probably fucking go that way, but I don't know. I'm not really in a rush. Of course, I guess riding's better than sitting at a light. So I don't know, man. Why is it not changing though? What the fuck? Should change, man. Kid looking at me in the car. I noticed a lot of kids like this bike. I think it's because it has that dirt bike look to it. I mean, it pretty much is a dirt bike, but a lot of kids seem to like this fucking bike. I love how I go around that car, and as soon as I do, the light changes. It's like, dude, of course, right? I waited so long. I finally go around the car, and the light changes. Why wouldn't that happen? You ever? Sometimes I'm riding, right, and it's like, you know, just the way things are in life, I guess, the way things are timed. It's like I'm going real slow like this, coming up to a red light, and then the second I put my foot in, see, I'm all fogged up right now. I literally can't see a thing. I could just see his taillights. I can't see a thing, man. That's the problem with this winter riding shit when I got glasses. So, but yeah, just coming up to like a red light like this, and what was I saying? Coming up to a red light like this, yeah, and I'm going real slow. The second I put my foot down, it changes to green. It's like, of course it does. Why wouldn't it do that, you know? And I was kind of the same situation back there. I waited so long, and by the time I finally decided to go around her, it changes. It's like, dude, is that not? It's like what they call COD timing. You guys play Call of Duty. Same type of thing. It's like, wow. Okay, so yeah, I didn't really have a plan to go anywhere. I usually don't, especially when I ride alone. I just go wherever I feel like going, you know, which is kind of, I guess, a pro of riding alone. Pro of riding alone is I just get to, man, see, this thing is fucking, this bike can be pretty dangerous if you're not paying attention, because it's quick. But yeah, so I did want to hit Memorial Drive just because it's dry, and it's like the road around here, you know. Hit Memorial, there is quite a bit of traffic, so I'm not really doing much. Ride down Memorial, ride back. About to be 2 o'clock, I think, so got about a half hour left. Maybe I could go to 2:45, but I don't want to go to 3, so. But yeah, I took some videos already, and I showed my friends. They said the camera angle's good, but to me it kind of looks a little bit too low. Like, you see too much of my handlebars and stuff, unless I really keep my head straight. But I can't look down at all, because now you can barely see what's in front of me because the way the camera is. So if I had it higher up, then that would allow me to at least look down, because everything that's down here you can see. I can't see unless I actually look down, but then the camera's like way down. So that's why I was thinking of changing the camera angle, but I don't know if I really want to. So I don't know. that's one of those things I just got to figure out and just kind of test different shit and see what I want to do. So I don't know. Yeah, there's nobody out here riding, man. I guess I'm just stupid. It's been like 2 weeks, man. I'm like itching to ride this thing like a drug. And yeah, so I guess I don't know if you call that stupid or what, why I'm out here, but maybe everyone else is stupid for not riding. This thing is fucking crazy, man. Like if this thing is crazy fast, man. If you hit that gas, it's really, really fast. What I love about a bike too compared to a car is I can go 20 right now, and that shit is way. If I had an AMG, man, and that thing at 20 is cool, but because you're still in an AMG even at 20, but it's just not that fun. You have to really go fast and use that power. So this, like right now, I'm going 13, and it's just more fun. It's more fun going slow on a bike, obviously, than it is in a car. A car is just boring, to be honest with you. They have their pros and cons. If I do actually do this YouTube thing, I'd like to make a video on that, pros and cons, because now at this point I had a 500 horsepower Mercedes AMG, so I think I kind of know a fun fast car, and I would still like a Porsche, but cars are just, again, huge con is how much money for everything a car is. So bike, just everything about a bike is just cheaper. So I don't know, a Porsche would be cool, but they're just way too much money. So I was happy with my Mercedes. I actually did like that car a lot, but again, everything with that car is just, I mean, it's 4 times what it costs for the bike, everything. So it's just better to just ride. That's why, I don't know, man. I think the car guys are kind of fucking up because bikes are just better. Cars are better, obviously, for days like today when it's cold and it's rainy and stuff like that. Even though I didn't like riding my Benz in the rain because the whole point of the car is speed. And in the rain, the tires just want to spin anyway. So I'm just putting miles on a car that costs me a ton of money to maintain, and I can't even use what it's designed for because the road's wet. So I didn't really like riding it in the rain either. But so I guess that's kind of the same as the bike in that sense. But now I forgot what I was saying. But other than that, you know, especially when it's cold, or I know some people don't like riding at night, so you might want to take a car out at night, things like that. But if it's just like a nice, or I guess some people, it depends where you live or whatever, if you sweat easy, people complain that riding a bike in the summer with the gear is too hot. So if you want to be in your AMG or whatever you got in the summer heat, then maybe you'll like that more than riding a bike in the summer heat. I don't know, that's up to you. But to me, the heat really ain't that bad. I live in Massachusetts, so it does get hot, but it's not really like that fucking hot. So, but yeah, the bike is just, if you're talking fun factor, the bike is just a lot more fun. The bike is just, it's just way more fun, man. But not when you have fucking cars that go 35. That's what kind of sucks. Especially when I'm on the bike, even more so than the car that I had. The bike is just, it's just high revving, right? It's made to go fast. That's the whole point. It wants to sit high in the revs and just go. So I find I get really pissed off when I'm riding a bike in traffic because I drive my car like these people. The car is not high revving. The car is just to get you to wherever you're going. So you're not racing your car unless you have an AMG or something. So I have a Hyundai now, so it's a lot cheaper. That's why I have it. But I say all that to say the bike in traffic sucks because like this truck dude, he's not going anywhere. So then that makes me have to fucking ride slow, which is, I don't want to go 90, but you know, I don't mind going 60 in a 40 and just having fun and just kind of doing whatever I want to do. But the car is getting away and they make it suck, honestly, sometimes. It's still fun to be on a bike, but I'm telling you, man, this shit is... Whoa, see? Right there, it kind of got away from me because the fucking bike is just, it's just fast, man. It's just a fast bike. I don't really know how else to say it. I should probably just stop saying it because I said it so many times, but that's one of the things that honestly made me like this bike, is just how fast it actually is. And it's like a good bike. I think I picked a good bike because, I'm gonna get in this lane. I think I picked a good bike because I think like a 300, 400 cc bike, I probably would have been bored by now. And so this actually works out well for me, having a bike like this. So yeah, I don't know. It's I like it, man. I already told myself if something happened to this bike, I would buy another one. It's just crazy, man. Like, this thing is just fucking, it's crazy. I mean, man, this fucking thing rips, man. It rips, and that's why I like having like a space like this, because then I can kind of play in traffic how I want to. Oh, flat tire or something. Ran out of gas, something. I don't know. I can kind of ride how I want because now I have space. Where if you're in a bunch of traffic, man, you can't really fucking ride how you want. And then it kind of holds the bike back of what it can really do, you know? So, I don't know. Like I said, not that I want to go really fast, but if I want to rip the throttle, and even just rip the throttle up to the speed limit, and I want to be able to do that and not have cars in front of me all the time. So that kind of gets annoying. But I hope this thing's still going. Again, I don't know anything really how long this camera is going to last. I mean, in terms of battery life, like, this thing could fucking die on me any minute. I've been riding now for quite a little bit of time now. I don't know how long, maybe half hour. So I don't know. These questions I'm gonna have to figure out over time. And yeah, hopefully the mic's even still plugged in. It shouldn't come unplugged, but I don't know. This is kind of, in my mind, extreme weather to have a mic out in. You know, it's 40 degrees, and obviously on a bike it's windy as hell. So this fucking bike too, it just like rolls over. If I push this thing, I don't know if it's because of weight or what, but it just like, it rolls over on itself, is how I like to say it. It really does, man. It does not take much effort at all to completely just roll this bike and kind of move it wherever you want it. Which is why I say a bike like this for a first bike is kind of safer, because it doesn't weigh a lot. And it doesn't weigh much, and you're really able to maneuver it. If something was in front of you, for whatever reason, you can get around it pretty easily with this bike. Now, I never rode a lot of the other bikes, any other bike really, other than dirt bikes and ATVs. Nothing on the street other than this, so I guess I can't really tell, but I would just think from just how the bike is set up and the weight of it, that it's just a bigger, you know, like an R6, it just would not move out of the way like this, man. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, or especially like a big Harley or something. If you got that as like an 883, I guess maybe it would be like this, but I don't know. All these factors are kind of add up to me for, wow. All these factors kind of add up, and is why I say I think I picked a really good first bike. And I did look into getting a Harley. When I say looked into, I sort of did, not too seriously, but I already told myself there's no way I'd trade this bike in to get a Harley, because I love this bike. I wouldn't mind getting a second bike, but then there's many problems with me having a second bike. But two is like, then I don't really want to have to think about which bike I want to ride and make sure I'm riding them both, and plus double the maintenance and all these things, right? So I'd probably just keep this bike for a while. And it's just like the perfect bike. Why would I ever get rid of this? You know? So it's kind of what I think about that. This is what I'm talking about, man. I want to rip it, man. I got this guy in front of me. So, yeah. I don't know. I only brought one battery with me. I didn't bring my backpack. Like I said, I'm going to do that for the summer, but on a day like today, I ain't going to be out that long. It's fucking cold, and it's just not really a great day to be riding. So, I don't need three batteries. One battery's good. However long it lasts is however long it lasts, to be honest with you. So I am getting a little bit worried about the PSI in the tires. I haven't checked it since I got the bike. The only reason I'm kind of worried about it is because of the cold. You know, of course, I don't know where my tire pressure gauge went. I could always, my job has one. I could always take the bike there, or I could just go to some place that has, or even do it at my house, but I don't know. I'd kind of rather just go somewhere that has a pressure gauge and just do it there. So, I don't know what this is about. What the fuck? They looking at the squirrel on the bench? I don't know what that was about. Another thing I love about this bike is the clearance. This thing is obviously, it's a Husqvarna 701. The clearance is so high on this bike that I don't really have to slow down for anything because it can clear it. You know, like you get behind cars and they want to, you know, it's obvious, but they slow way down for the speed bumps. For me, I don't even have to slow down. I just stand up, kind of use my legs as the suspension, and there's no real reason for me to slow down because the bike is like a foot off the ground. It's pretty much like driving a truck, but you got a bike, you know, is what that feels like. So yeah, I don't really have to worry about that. So, a couple people here today, which is pretty surprising. Like I said, it's cold. I'm starting to feel it a little bit in my fingers. Oh shit, I got my blinker on. These are advertised. Usually I don't do that. Usually I'm pretty good about turning that shit off, but I guess not. I'm distracted with the camera. I don't know. Look at this guy. See, this thing rips, man. Absolutely fucking rips, dude. I mean, my God. That guy would have a hard time keeping up with me. I don't really like to be bothered on my bike either. I actually want to go this way. Let's ride right over this. I get kind of worried because the ground's probably all wet and fucking tires slide out. But see, shit like that is why I love this bike. I mean, I'm not going to go rip a trail. I do want to get a dirt bike, but it's plenty of reasons why that kind of sucks. So I'm not really going to go rip a trail, but I do want to. See, I love it for shit like this, man. Not gonna go rip a trail, I keep saying that, but I can do stuff like that just around the city, just having fun, stupid shit. Of course, I'll probably end up getting a ticket one day for that. This guy's still behind me, I can hear him. God damn, dude, is he about to rob me on the moto? He's right there. Man, this guy's quick. What's up, man? Yeah, thanks, man. That's cool too.
Yeah, I just built it today. I'm just fucking around.
You built that?
Huh?
You built it?
Yeah.
That's sick, man.
I woke up bored. I put it together.
What kind of motor is that? Where did you get the motor from?
50cc two-stroke.
Nice, man.
Hell yeah.
That's cool. That's cooler. You actually built that, so that's fucking sick, man.
Thanks, man. It cost me some blood though, but it's fun as fuck.
Yeah, man, it's quick, man.
Hell yeah. I have the clutch on it too.
Really? You can shift? Where do you shift from?
It's only one gear. It's all binding. So
Okay.
it goes faster and faster.
Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, man, that thing was pretty quick.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Yo, be careful on that, bro. Be safe.
Yeah, you too, man.
I pop start it every time.
Let's see it. That thing is sick, man. That's why I like riding a bike, man. I mean, honestly, like, that shit is so dope, man. I love riding. I just love it, man. You know, I've done a couple things in my life that I thought were pretty cool in terms of hobbies, and, you know, but I think riding might be my favorite one that I ever. It's funny though, because when I was a kid, I didn't really like trail riding. I didn't really care for it that much. I didn't ride. I think a lot of it too is just the chore of trail riding, of loading the bikes up and all that, and then you have to come home and wash them down and all the gear, and it's not really, there's nothing out there. It's just trails. There's no stores if you want to stop anywhere or nothing. So I don't know. But I don't know, maybe because I'm older or what, but now that I'm I just like riding on the street, man. Just funny because I forgot if it was a YouTube video I was watching or someone I talked to or whatever, but they said, I think it was guys I talked to that race dirt bikes, and I talked to them about it for the hair scramble kind of stuff, and they were telling me where to go, and they were telling me how much more fun it is to, you know, do that than ride on the street, which I never raced dirt bikes, but I just know from trail riding as a kid to this, I just rather do this, you know. So if I did have an on and off though, then I might change what if I had it on and off, then I might kind of change how I feel, because then I can kind of ride to the trails. I don't have to trailer it, but still, you probably have to, you know, rinse the bike off and all that. I don't want to do any of that, man, to be honest with you. Like, I don't know. I just want to ride, if I'm being honest. The best part of riding is not rinsing the bike off, it's riding the bike. So I don't mind riding on the street. To me, it's fun, but that's me. Other people, they might rather ride trails, which is fine. They're both cool. I do want to get a dirt bike, but I just don't really live in a place where you can ride them. If I had land and I could just open my door and ride, then I'd get one, you know. But I'm not gonna buy a, because buying a dirt bike isn't buying a dirt bike. It's also buying a trailer and buying a truck, you know. And then you have to have them registered with the state and all this shit. Of course, I have to do that on a motorcycle too, but I don't know. I'm just a bigger fan of riding on the street, I guess. But yeah, man, I'm glad I got that on video. I really hope I got that on video, and I hope this thing recorded everything and you could hear them. I mean, I don't know if you could hear him or not, but I really hope you could, because that was a cool ass interaction, man. He was ripping that thing. So a lot of people here. Should probably slow it down, but I think this is like a military Legion thing. I don't know exactly. Yeah, American Legion. I think it's for like vets and stuff. I don't know. You'd think I would know living here, but I don't know. So yeah. But this thing is stupid fast, man. Stupid fast. Stupid. Oh, wrecked. Slick criminal with the shit. I'll spit you. Like a bullet came back and just hit you. Okay. I like going straight here. It's just a lot more fun, I guess. But, yeah. I don't know, maybe I'll go left. That's probably going to be the only guy that we're going to see out riding today. A guy on a 2-stroke bicycle that he built. Of course, because, like, no one's riding today, man. I love this bike. Love this fucking bike, man. Love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. Yo. It is kind of more fun, I'm not gonna lie, riding with the camera. Because it just gives me somebody to talk to, even if it's not like a real person. It's kind of how like this AI girlfriend shit sounds, right? You might not have a girlfriend, but at least the AI one gives you somebody to talk to. I guess that's kind of the same thing here. Of course, I'm not talking about a relationship with a camera, but it's just kind of, while I'm out riding, kind of gives me something, you know? So, I don't know. Don't know, man. Don't know. Oh, man. To be honest with you, these mirrors suck, but they look better than the stock ones. So, that's why I keep them on there. Because, to be fair, yo, these fucking mirrors are ass. Who's that? Who's that? Wait a minute, who's that? Another thing I think is funny is guys that think girls, like, having a bike is gonna get you girls. I remember too when I used to have an Audi, people would say the same shit. You're gonna get all the girls. It's like, dog, I never got one fucking girl with my Audi, my Mercedes, the bike. They don't give a fuck, man. But it's funny, especially like guys that are getting into it, thinking that girls will like want to get on the back or fucking, I don't know, go out with them all because they ride. It's like, dog, nah. Most of them, if they're with you, probably don't even want you to ride because everyone's afraid that they're dangerous and, oh, you're gonna die, this and that. So she's probably thinking, man, I'd rather be with a guy that don't ride. The only type of girl that would probably like it is a girl that also rides, which, good luck finding that. I don't know what the motorcycle community makeup is, but it's mostly guys, I'm telling you right now. So I just think it's funny. That's all. I think it's funny. That just reminded me of it because I seen that girl and it's like, man, I'd throw her on the back. But to be honest with you, she's probably thinking, man, that bike's annoying. Why is it so loud? So yeah. But yeah, I just came this way. I'm probably just gonna start heading home now. It's almost 2:30. I should change the reset the clocks back or whatever, forward, back. I guess back. That says 3:20. Should probably change it to say 2:20. But I just do the math in my head, and then when we bring the clocks back forward, it'll be right again. So it's really not a big deal, you know. And when I get out here, I don't usually care about the time that much. It's not like I'm really in a rush to go anywhere or anything, so I'm not, you know, don't really care about the time. So yeah, my right hand is kind of starting to get cold, but everybody wants me to wheelie, man. That's the one thing too I noticed. Oh, there he is again. Look at this guy. He's cool as fuck, man. That dude's cool, man. He's cool. Everyone wants me to wheelie this, and to be honest with you, it's my first street bike, and it's a 700cc, and it's torquey, man. This shit kind of scares me, honestly. But I did take it on a back road with, like, an industrial kind of road, and I did have the wheel off the ground. I was wheeling it, not fucking balance point way back kind of shit, but, you know, a foot off the ground. I did have the wheel in the air. But on a main road, I don't know. I don't think I'm ready for that. And I don't really care to wheelie that. I don't know. Most people, I guess, get a bike like this, they can do stupid shit like that, wheelie down the highway, or I guess not down the highway, but down the road. And which I don't really care for that. I really got this bike because just the looks, man. It just looks sick as fuck. Like, I don't know how else to really say it. And it's not like one of the smaller bikes, like a DR. I didn't want the DRZ because it's carburetor bullshit. I didn't want to deal with that. So, and then the the KTM 690. I didn't like how, for some reason, KTM puts blue on their bikes. Like, why would I want blue and orange? Doesn't even make sense. So that was kind of off for me. I would have got the gas. I mean, but they're all the same, right? The 690, the 701, the 700 by gas. It's really all the same bike. So it was kind of one of those, the DRZ 400 or the Kawasaki 300 SM, and I think they make the 230 SM Supermoto, which there's nothing wrong with those bikes. It's just they're kind of lower CC, you know. So I was really dead set on getting the Husky. The only thing major plus with the Kawasaki's is the price, man. I mean, this bike, it's like a lot more money than those, 8,000 bucks more or something. So, but I'm happy I got this bike. So, yeah. Happy I got, that guy was looking at me. I don't know why the fuck he was looking at me for. He's probably thinking, damn, I can't believe this guy's riding in the winter like this. It's January, end of January, February next week. And yeah, I'm out riding, man. Because, I mean, why not? This shit is sick. I love riding. And to be honest with you too, I just live like a pretty boring life. I was thinking about that. Like, I'm like one of those guys that actually likes, sort of, it is hard for me to get up and go, but once I'm there, man, I like going to work. I do CNC maintenance kind of shit, and I actually like it because it's like, I don't really have much of a life. I don't have a family. I mean, I have my parents and stuff, but I don't have a girlfriend or any kids or anything. So for me, it's like, I kind of I feel good about, plus I used to, man, it's so hard for me to have one thought, right? I talk about a bunch of shit on the way there. But what was I saying? Oh, I used to run machines too, so I know how it can be if you're running a machine and it just sucks for whatever reason. Like, keeps airing out, you have to clear it every time or whatever, man. It's just the coolant's not working, or I don't know, whatever the issue is. So it's just kind of nice to be able to help those guys to make their day better. That's really what it's about for me. It's about learning more, and I just think it's fun and cool to see how they work, and I get to learn a lot. But also a big part of it too is helping the guys at work so their day goes better. Which, I mean, a lot of people, I guess, hate their job, right? They're like, man, I don't like work, fuck going to work, this and that. But I kind of like it. Is that weird? I mean, after 10 hours, I want to go home, but I want to go home as much as the next guy, but I don't hate my job. I kind of like it, and I don't know if that's because I just like what I do now, or if I just like helping the guys on the machines, or what the I would call it an issue, right? Because most people don't like their job. You see it all over social media. They mostly hate their job. Well, I'm the opposite, so I think something might be wrong with me. But yeah. So that's that. I don't really know where I was going with that. That was like a long, drawn-out story about me helping people for some reason. Oh, I guess I was talking about why I'm riding in the winter, and I guess the reason would be I don't really have a lot of hobbies. I mean, I sort of half-ass play guitar, not really play guitar. So I guess for me, riding a bike is kind of like what I do, right? Without this, I don't really have that much. I do, what are we doing? I do need to learn electrical schematics more, and, you know, like weird nerdy shit, not like shit people would say, like, I need to go to the beach more or Six Flags. I'm thinking, man, I really gotta. I'm looking at all these PLC ladder controls and CNC and all the air stuff and hydraulics and electrical, and that's kind of what I'm thinking I could be doing. Which, instead of riding a bike, I could put all my time into stuff like that, like a. I don't know what's wrong with me, man. Who talks like that? Who really talks like that? But I just want to know, because it helps me help the guys at work. Not only does it help me, you know, hopefully make more money and this and that, but oh man, sometimes this bike is too tall when we come to a stop. Just kind of fell forward there a little, but it just kind of helps me help other people, knowing that stuff, and also being able to do it faster, get to the problem faster. Especially the longer, it's like I noticed that when I first started doing CNC, all the best setup guys, all the guys that are really good at it, they've been working at the same place for a long time. They know the parts inside out. They set them up a million times. Usually the best setup guy in the building is not a guy that's only been there 6 months. It's the guy that's been there forever, and he knows exactly how things work there, what things will can pass, and what things, if they're out of tolerance, they can't let go. And I think that's the same thing with the CNC maintenance guys. The guys that have been there 20 years and worked on the same machines, they know all the history, they know all the parts, they know how things work, so they're just going to be better at it. So I think the longer I stay somewhere and the more I work on the same machines over and over and over, the faster you're going to get at it. So obviously, yeah, that knowledge can translate over to a new job, new company, but you won't know the history of the machine. Where if you're at the same place, you're kind of able to keep up with the history, so you know a lot of times if that machine has the same sort of issues, you know. So yeah, I'm sure you guys don't really care about CNC machining, but I just thought I'd talk about. I don't have many hobbies, I guess, and I like going to work. I actually like my job. Even my last job I liked. I used to make tools for CNC machines. Using CNCs to make tools for CNC machines and resharpen tools. And I like that job too. That's fucking nice. But the only thing I didn't really... It's just the money. The money sucked, man. The hours were cool. They let me work really as much as I want, like this job now. But the money just sucked. So I had to switch, you know. I probably would still be there, maybe. It was kind of boring, you know. A lot of... When you're running a machine, man, it's a lot of sitting down on the phone doing nothing. I mean, to be honest with you. Especially with those type of CNC machines. I mean, unless you're getting into making special tools, you don't even see any G code at all. It's all in the background. You never see it, so you can't really get better there. There are certain parameters and stuff. You do get better. There are, you know, things you have to learn, but it's nowhere near like a normal CNC machine. So yeah, I guess enough of that. Let's focus on the ride. It's 2:30, so I better get home. That's fifth gear. We're going 60 in fifth. You know, this bike, and it's really not slowing down, which is crazy, you know. Should probably, fuck it, whatever. If I'm a little late for what I have to do, I guess fuck it. Like, the bike is just so fun that it's like, fuck it, you know. But I do have to go home. I gotta put the bike away. I think I'm in third gear. This ain't good. Second would be better, but I do have to go home, put the bike away, change my clothes, all that kind of shit, so I don't know. Oh, look, there's a guy. One guy on a bike. Seen one guy on a bike. So I guess I'm not. Now you have to ask the question, are me and him stupid, or is everybody else stupid? Because it's actually not too bad out here, you know? At least he was in full gear too. I can't get with the people that just don't wear gear, man. Like, I don't really understand the argument for why you wouldn't. It really, to me, isn't an argument. What real case could you present for why you don't wear gear and have it actually make sense and be like, oh yeah, that's a good idea? I don't really think there is one, right? Because, like, why would you not wear gear? It just, I don't understand it. But a lot of guys you see, they just don't care. Be riding around in shorts. Like, dude, are you crazy? At least put on just a pair of, like, normal jeans. I got riding everything. My riding shoes, riding pants, riding jacket, helmet, gloves, everything. I don't know how these dudes do it. I really don't, because I rode, you know, right around my neighborhood kind of shit in short sleeves and pants and just Vans. I'm talking right around my neighborhood within a 2-mile radius kind of thing. And a helmet. And it's like, dude, you just think if you go down, you're fucked. I feel a lot better when I ride in full gear. Not that I won't get fucked up if I go down, but it'll be a lot less. So it eases my mind while I ride. I don't know if other people just aren't worried about it, so they don't think about it, so they don't really care. They don't think about going down, but when I don't think about going down when I got my full gear on, because that's what it's there for. But I do think about going down when I ain't wearing my full gear, because you're gonna get fucked up, man. You could die. So to me, it's like it's just worth it to wear the gear, to be honest with you. I don't know, maybe you can make a money argument, but to me, if you can't pay the price of the gear, if that's the whole issue, is the gear costs too much. I mean, they make cheaper gear, or you just can't afford to ride, in my mind, to be honest with you. Either you spend too much on the bike, or you just don't have enough money in general, or whatever the case is. If you can't get anything like cheap and just decent, then you really just shouldn't be riding. And I really, really don't understand these no helmet state laws, and people actually do that. To me, I don't really, the only thing I can really say, I never done it, I never rode like that, so maybe I just don't know, right? But what I would say is, you just have to be stupid, dude. I don't really care, I guess, what your IQ is, what your job is, anything. Like, if you ride around on the highway, it's crazy, girl on the back or something on a Harley, and you ride around with no helmet, you're just dumb. Like, you're either like, just don't really value your life that much and you just don't care, or you're just stupid. Like, who rides around, especially, I mean, forget everything else, how do you ride around on the street, on the highway or something, what the fuck, with no helmet, dude? What is wrong with you? I mean, some things are so obvious and common sense that it's like, you could be the dumbest person ever, man, but if you at least ride around with a helmet, you're smarter than the guy that doesn't have a helmet on. That's how I think. You gotta be really fucking stupid to ride around with no helmet. But all these things I want to make videos on, this is just really a test of the mic, just to see how it goes. So that's all this is. I would like to make a video about the no gear guys, even though it's probably been made the fucking 40 million times. But now I got a camera, so I gotta be 40 million and one, you know? So, yeah. I don't really plan to do YouTube as like one of these like career things. I think I kind of found what I like to do. I mean, obviously if I won the lottery and had $5 million, then maybe I wouldn't do what I do, but if I could make $60,000 a year doing YouTube, or $60,000 a year at work, I think I'd rather be working, because it's just, you get some sense of, like, I don't know, like, I forgot what you call it, some sense of dignity or pride or sense of accomplishment, I guess would be the best word for it. You feel accomplished. I go in, I help people, and I'm learning skills and all, you know, I compare it to just riding around making videos on YouTube. It's just not. It's not really the same type of feeling, you know. So I bet you this light never changes. I should have just went right. I'm pushing my luck too. It's gonna be 245. So yeah, I'm not really trying to like make this like a career. Like, oh, I'm gonna buy a camera and motovlog and make a bunch of money. No, it's not really like that. Of course, I'll never turn it down if I do make money on it. That'd be cool, but it's really just about having nobody to ride with. So I'll just make videos. You know, it's kind of. I think this guy in the silver car is looking at me. Maybe I'm wrong though. Probably because I'm the only guy out riding. So it's probably not so much the bike. It's more like, man, this guy's crazy. He's riding around in his car with a fucking winter hat on, so you know it's cold. So, but yeah, that's that too. That's kind of my plan with this YouTube shit. If I do decide to upload it, I'm relatively young. I'm 26, but I'm not very high tech. So for me to understand what software to get and how to edit, and I could, you know, drag and drop the video in and then put the audio sync to it. Oh yeah, I think I was supposed to clap or something too, right? To kind of sync the audio. See, this is what I'm saying. I'm not very high tech, but whatever, man. We'll learn. So this video might come out fucked up, but yeah, I'll know for next time. I really should be stopping too, and like, I don't know if it's better to make one long video and cut it up into different sections, or just stop and turn to the camera, like stop recording and record again and start riding again and like make videos like that. I don't know. But for right now, this is just one long video. Although last time I took the camera out, well, the only other time I took the camera out, for some reason it split my ride up into 2 videos, which I don't understand why. They were like, I don't know, like a 20-minute video and like a 17-minute video, and I don't really get why it did that. I don't know. I didn't do anything to the camera, you know. Yeah, I checked to see if it was recording in the mirror, but that was it. I didn't do anything. So why the fuck did it split up the video? I don't know. It's kind of weird. So we'll see what happens with this. Before, oh man, I'm talking a lot. Before, the camera wasn't at full charge. Where now when I took it out, it's at 100%, so it can record longer. But I don't know how many videos this thing is gonna make. It should just be one, because I haven't touched the camera since. So see that, man? If you twist that throttle, man, you're gonna feel it on second gear, which makes the bike fun. But if you're not really ready for it, or you're not new, if you're new to bikes or whatever, man, that shit can fuck you up, man. That's why they say start on a lower CC bike, which for someone that never rode anything before, you know, it's your best bet. I know it might feel kind of like it sucks, because no one dreams, you know, when you dream of riding at 16, you're not thinking of fucking Ninja 400, man. But I know that's the best thing for most people to start on, is like whatever, MT-03, R3, Ninja 400, Kawasaki 300 SM, or the 230, something like that, you know. That's your best bet to start. But I didn't. I just started on this, and yeah, I stalled it, not many times, honestly. The very, very first time I rode it, I stalled it quite a bit, trying to take a right out of my driveway. That's when I stalled it the most. But I stalled it a few times. I dropped it once in the parking lot, and you know, other than that, nothing real crazy. I almost hit some cars, not because I was new to riding a bike, more so because I just wasn't paying attention. And that wasn't when I really first started riding. That was like a couple months in, and I'm like looking down or looking away or whatever the case may be, and someone hits their brakes and I'm just not looking. So that really had nothing to do with me learning to ride this particular bike. That could have been on any bike. So I don't really count that as, oh, the bike's too powerful. It's just me being stupid. But that might, I guess you could argue that lower CC bike, I probably would have been further away from him because it's slower and this blah blah. But to me, it's really not about the bike. It's just about me. So, but I will say too, this bike's only like 350 pounds, like I was telling you, and it has Brembo brakes, so it stops really quick, which is another reason why people always, you're not afraid to ride. Riding's so scary, this and that shit. To me, it's like, man, I'm confident in my abilities. If anything were to happen, and the way this bike maneuvers left to right, I can move it so easily. And then on top of that too, the brakes on this are so good, and the bike doesn't weigh that much. So I think part of the reason I'm not afraid to ride is because this bike is just not that, it makes you feel good when you ride it. That's the best way I could really put it. I think I know that guy. It's just the best way I could really put it is, what was I saying? Oh yeah, it makes you feel good to ride it for those reasons. So no, I'm not afraid to ride. These people are like, I don't know what's wrong with him. Oh, I'm afraid, I'm gonna die. It's like, man, it's really not that serious, man. As long as you're watching, like I said, the couple times I've almost crashed, which is funny, the first time I took the camera out, I did almost hit someone in the back. And again, I was not looking straight ahead, and they were turning left in a spot I just didn't picture them that they would turn left at, because no one really pulls in there. And again, I almost hit them because of that. It wasn't nothing to do with the bike or any, like, in my experience so far, the only time I've had one or two close calls where someone tries to beat the red light and then I'm first in line to go and stuff like that, but the times where it's been the closest of me coming to a crash, it's been my fault, not the cars. So this whole being afraid to ride is pretty dumb to me. Especially I think it's so funny when the guys that say, "Oh, I'm crazy. I'm crazy. I couldn't ride a bike. I'd kill myself, man. I'd be flying." It's like, dude, no you wouldn't. Like, let's just be honest, bro. Like, no you wouldn't. You've never been on a bike. You're just saying that, and I think the reason they say that is to make themselves sound cool. Like, we're all supposed to like be like, "Oh my god, man, this guy would fly on a bike, man, he's like the coolest guy around." But it's like, really, I think the real reason is you're afraid, and you just don't want to say that you're afraid. So instead of saying you're afraid, you just say that you're too crazy for a bike. It's like, nah, man, I think we all know you're afraid. So alright guys, I guess that's the end of the video. We'll see how this comes out. I didn't sync the camera, so probably come out fucked up, but we'll see. I don't have an intro, I don't have an outro, I just ride. Look at me as a guy that just rides. So yeah, I don't know how to outro, so I guess see you later for the next ride.